Welcome to Liberty Tonight, the only pro-liberty late-night variety show. Hosted by Brian Piotr and starring King Libertarian. Special guests, hilarious commentary, skits, gags, and more fun are just ahead. And here's Brian.
Man, that's some good Founding Flavors coffee, if I do say so myself. And I wouldn't be a shill if I told you that, because I believe in this coffee, that you could go to theforlibertyshop.com and get some yourself. Support American founders and American coffee, American shop, with an Argentinian guy on it. Hey, who am I? Who am I? Hey guys, I'm not. If I'm anything, I'm inconsistent. Oh, well, we have a wonderful show for you this evening. We are expecting Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to call in. And, I may have to cut from my regularly scheduled headline reading to actually go to the call now. I know he's a very busy man. We're not going to get an opportunity to talk to him later if I push him. We're not that important, guys. Let's see if he's able to answer the phone. Let me call him 1 second. Hey, Mr. Head of the CDC, among other things. How are you doing?
Hello, Brian. This is Bobby Kennedy Jr. How are you tonight?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm so glad that you were just appointed or nominated to be appointed the Health and Human Services Director. What is that job? What are you going to do with it?
You know, Brian, it's all about health and serving humans. So I'm looking forward to doing both of those things through this administration. The CDC needs to be thrown into a fiery pit as far as I'm concerned. And there's other great work that we're going to be doing. Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, he's a great American, and so is Elon. And we're all really looking forward to working together.
Okay, you got to tell me, pretend like nobody's listening. I'm sure Fauci does not watch this show. Are we going to get some COVID trials?
You know, Brian, I don't know what to say about that at this point, but I can tell you, as far as Fauci's concerned, I'm so sad that he already retired because I was looking forward to firing his punk ass.
Yeah, that is awesome. I'm so happy that you're in there. We have gone from a man dressing up like a woman to a man who can do actual pull-ups and admit that he's a man. And I'm just very proud that you're going to be representing our country there. I saw you.
Looks like a woman to a man that can pull all the women. Let's just be real here, Brian. Total opposites.
Yeah, I saw you speak at the Libertarian National Convention, and you gave a fantastic speech to the Libertarians. We were proud to have you there. How do you feel after being down and out? I can't win the presidency to now you're going to be running an agency that has billions and billions of dollars. So, like, what are you going to? How do you deal with that coming in as an outsider?
Well, first of all, I saw on X that people are saying that I am a libertarian, which I am, but that I wasn't a real one, and the real libertarian nominee is soon to come. So I'm gonna knock some heads with some people after this call for sure.
Well, hey, I want you to know, as a libertarian, that all libertarians call each other not a real libertarian. So that just means that you really are one. Congratulations. That means you've made it. And as long as you're reducing the size and scope of government, you're heading in the same direction as any other libertarian, and you're actually in a place of power to actually do something for the first time, which is just fantastic.
Absolutely. I know we're used to being as useless as house cats, but this house cat's got its claws back. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, will you be bringing any bears to the White House?
Not any that are alive, that's for sure. And maybe just its head.
Do you think that your marriage will do well through the 4-year term?
I am Cheryl, she puts up with my shit all the time, so she will make a great first lady of HHS. I can tell you that.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to getting rid of all the toxins out of our food. Brian, did you know that 40% of people who eat cornflakes are retarded?
I did.
Did you know that?
Wow. I did not know that. Wow. That is the most ridiculous stat I've ever heard. Was it done by the CDC?
Brian, it was, and they suppressed it like they always do with all the data. Did you? They have been vaccinating people for years, and we still have all these issues. What is it, Brian? I think it's a combination. I think they're putting tap water in the vaccines, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it as the secretary. That's all. Trump said he wants to put bleach in people's veins. Let's get the fluoridated water out of our veins first.
Yeah. Here. Filter your water, folks. You don't want none of that fluoride, but it's going to be out of the water soon. 100%. It's going to be out of the water soon. What are we going to do with all that fluoride when we're not putting it into our bodies anymore? Build a mountain?
Brian, there's going to be a lot of tears flowing, and I think fluoride, for what it's worth, is good for soaking up all those liberal tears, and then we could dump them in the ocean outside of China.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us this little show, Liberty Tonight, any of your time at all. And I hope that you'll come back soon after you get started with the business to tell us how it's going. Will you promise to do that?
I think you'll be proud of our work, Brian. And to Fauci, I'm coming for you no matter what.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Any last words?
Fauci, I hate you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope you come back. Talk to you soon. All right. Well, I hope that the king of all libertarians being delayed a little bit, he's not going to be too offended. At the beginning of each show here on Liberty Tonight, your entertainment space that doesn't have dancing vaccines, just straight up comedy and entertainment. We like to start off the show by giving the king of all libertarians a moment to speak to his people, which is us. And please take a moment, take a deep breath. Let's hear what he has to say today.
Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to tear this shit up. Let's go. Silence, peasants. Your king is speaking. We are a little over a week into what has been highly anticipated to be, and is shaping up to be, to a degree, the most influential and greatest administration in 100 years. And we have a very typical and anticipated reaction from liberals who couldn't even handle being called the wrong pronouns. And now, we know for a fact that over half the country hates them, and the meltdown has only just begun. And it's really hard to get a majority of the country to hate something that's fake and phony. The Bachelorette is still a top-ranked show. And in fact, I think rats carrying the Black Plague had better exit poll numbers than Democrats did. And it's also really hard to be this repulsing and weird. We have a hairless Chewbacca that's going to be our new Attorney General. And a man who sounds like backfiring car is going to be the HHS secretary. And American people were like, yeah, we'll give that a try. Now Elon and Vivek, through Doge, are asking for, quote, super high Q small government revolutionaries willing to work 80+ hours a week. They could have cut all of that word salad down and just asked autistic libertarians to sign up. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about Whoopi Goldberg. She's more like a walrus. But Trump's picks haven't been all great. Marco Rubio looks like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, and he's twice as lame. And let's be honest, I thought Mike Huckabee had transformed into a bucket of chicken like a long time ago. I didn't even know he was still a person. But, libertarians, as your king, I command you to hold on to your fedoras because I don't think the RFK nomination was the libertarian in the cabinet we were promised. Now back to Squire Brian.
I'm happy about everything that's going on. It's been a good month, sir. I'm just crushing it. So did you get to listen to that conversation with RFK Jr. at all?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it. I think he's pretty excited to be a part of the ship. Yeah, for him being the CDC secretary, above all of that, he literally wrote the book on these types of organizations, the corporate capture. Yeah, it's a revolving door of psychopathy and greed, and it's good that it's coming to an end.
Yes, and for everyone that's joining us a little bit late, thank you so much for joining us. This is Liberty Tonight. We're here every Thursday night from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern, or you can make your adjustments for different time zones. Let me know in the chat on Rumble what time zone you're living in so that we can know where our fans live. I'm very happy to be doing this show. It's been fantastic. The king has been so gracious to let me be a part of his posse. And just looking at this news that Trump actually followed through on some of his promises. I don't think that most people in the corporate media know how to deal with that when a promise is made and a promise is kept. Like, great job, Donald Trump. I want a libertarian in the cabinet. Keep going. Fulfill your promises. But
it's a version of like Stockholm Syndrome. I don't think anybody was prepared to deal with.
No, I was watching CNN clips today, clip after clip after clip, explaining why what Trump is doing is basically the Third Reich coming back again. Maybe this is the Fourth Reich, American style. And it's just, I love that. That means we're doing the right thing. That means Trump is coming through on his promises. If
screaming like a banshee on television. I mean, they don't make it hard to know what the right move is, right? When they were warm to people like Rubio and Huckabee, it was like you almost felt like somebody spit on the back of your head. You're like what is this gross thing that just hit me? And then them having total meltdowns about Tulsi.
Little Marco, he's got little hands. Little Marco.
Spirit fingers. Marco's spirit fingers.
And now he's the Secretary of State. I don't know about that one, but I'm going to let it slide because Ron Paul is talking about coming in to destroy the government with Vivek and Elon, and that is just...
Well, here's the thing. When you're dealing with Florida, it's the Florida man effect. I'm calling this the Florida man effect, where what you think is going to happen isn't what's actually happening, but once it does happen, you're like, God damn, that was awesome, but also really weird. So I think there's some deck chairs being moved. I think there's some seats being shuffled around, and I think it'll be clear in the future more so why Rubio was picked.
Yeah, well, I do want to say, as this is an entertainment show, that you should definitely bet all your money on everything I'm about to tell you.
Yes.
Trump is going
market right now.
Yeah, Trump is going for recess appointments. I believe that Trump is going to see some friction. He's going to let Congress recess, and then he's going to appoint everybody that he wants to appoint. No more going through the Senate. Just straight up, everyone I want that's loyal to me. That's what I'm calling that now. Coming to a December near you. Like that is what's going to happen, everybody. Feel free to put all your money on it. But anyways, who do you think is going to be the libertarian in the cabinet, if one?
Let's see. I don't know who it's going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be the Department of Education, because who better is going to get a job to shut down the entire department and be super happy and jazzed about it? So maybe in the chat, I'm saying Department of Education. That'll be the real libertarian appointment, because of the simple fact that it's a job to be lost. and nobody's going to be happy about that more than a libertarian, especially a government job. But as far as like who it could be, you know, it's go to any libertarian convention and try to pick anybody out of the crowd to be on the national stage to represent all libertarians.
And
Every single one, you're like, But
I
hey, let's just go full. This is Star Child. Just send Star Child to Washington D.C. Let's just go all the way.
look,
I don't know. What do you think?
Spike Lee can wear a suit, so I think it
Yeah?
should be him.
Did you say Spike Lee?
Yeah, Spike Lee.
Spike Cohen, the
Yeah.
bazooka, the bazooka Jew.
Yeah, Spike Cohen.
Spike Cohen.
Not the boxer, or who's Spike Lee, the movie actor.
Direct.
Okay. So Spike Cohen isn't famous enough for me to remember his name, but he did a good job as the VP pick 4 years ago, and
That's correct.
I think he did just fine. I can't think of anyone else who could do better. That isn't already a Republican, right? Like, so he could pick Thomas Massey for Department of Agriculture, and I would take that as a win. Like, that was a libertarian in the cabinet.
Right.
So that might happen. I don't know the future, but I do tend to see that Trump's waiting till the evening every day to release a few more. So just like every day, it's like speculation. Boom, new set of stories drops.
Well, Bucks Nasty says in the chat, Ron Paul has been talking to Elon and Vivek about on the Liberty Report. I would love like that would automatically be my choice, obviously, and that's who I would everybody automatically thinks of. But he's just so damn old. He's really looking like a sack of pennies these days, and that's no disrespect to the great Ron Paul, but
may he live forever. May he live forever. You're supposed to say that every time you say his name.
Forever. I mean, when you watch a show and like they're cutting, you know, it's like you could tell there's like hard cuts where he's just, I don't know if he's like blanking out, if he's having another stroke or something. But I would love it for it to be Ron Paul, but I think he's just too old. You know, I met him at Reno, and you know, he's more fragile than I think we'd like to admit. So I don't know about it being Ron Paul.
I say screw it. Let the man go out with his sword in his hand.
I mean,
you know.
So we're gonna do Make-A-Wish Trump administration version.
Give the man a chain. Give the man give that man a chainsaw. And just let him walk into the department of whatever he feels like walking into. You know, he's probably got an axe to grind, and he can pick the administration. I mean, it's got to be the Fed, right? So Trump can't necessarily.
Wouldn't it be like a specula that he uses to break apart the? That was bad.
Man, that man, I want to be him when I'm his age. I listened to a podcast once with him and his wife, where he said there was 50 people in his house, all because of him and his wife.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I want. That's 100% what I want. But I don't want to stay on this topic all night. I do want to talk about the Department of Government Efficiency saying, DM us your resume. And I did do that. And I said, I just want to fire government employees.
Shocker.
But I don't expect that to go anywhere. And there's this whole thing of Elon said that nobody will be getting paid. You're expected to work 80 hours a week and not get paid. I haven't solved that completely. I'm still working on it. Thank you, everyone who's donated Rumble Rant so far. That may be the only avenue. We might have to go 7 nights a week.
All right, everybody. We had to fund Brian Piotr working 80 hours a week for nothing. And then he still has somehow time to do this show on Thursday nights.
Well, I mean, Donald Trump seems to have time for everything. And here he is at the White House meeting Joe Biden, the guy is the president. And he's barely there. So if the president can barely be there, I could be some low-level staffer that gets coffee. So, okay, here's Donald Trump. Just being in the room, the reporters can't handle it.
Yeah, look at him.
The beautiful man.
The best time he's ever had since picking up his babysitter 40 years ago. and leaving his wife for his babysitter. Like
That's Joe Biden
he,
you're talking about, but yeah.
yeah, yeah, Joe, yeah. No, no. I mean, Trump's been in Melania for a while. He said, but like, yeah, Biden. Uh, I don't know all these rumors about him having voted for Trump. He's been sabotaging Kamala this entire time. I mean,
Oh, he has been. His wife wore red to vote. You don't exactly need a NSA 7 Tulsi Gabbard clearance to know that Jill doesn't like Kamala and voted for Trump.
well, this too, like they're clearly bonding over their equal hatred for the media. I think obviously Biden has been, trying to play it up a little bit more and be nicey nice, but I don't think I put it on here, but there was a clip of, I think the same meeting where they were like, are you gonna do X Y Z? And Biden's like, or are you gonna hit your head on the back of that camera? Like just these off the wall comments that he's been given to the media, because I think he genuinely hates them has been hilarious. So, um, and Dirty Sock, what up, Liberty Tonight fam? What is going on? Thank you so much for being a subscriber. We're over here in the Rumble. We got a good crew going, and we're also streaming on X. We've got 863 views so far. And then thank you everyone for hanging out in Rumble. If you're liking this, give it a thumbs up. Give us a follow if you're not already. Consider being a paid follower, subscriber. And always, as always, those Rumble rants are appreciated. And as always, I will read anything for money. I am your king, your sovereign, King Libertarian, at King Libertarian on X with Squire Brian _ Piotr on X. And we have some delicious items, do we not?
Yes, we do. We have beautiful crystal clear whiskey glasses that you could put Diet Coke in or whiskey in or mix the two. That's really up to you. You could also find the Sephora cup all at theforlibertyshop.com. And if you want to see some behind the scenes content for not only our show, but also the Wake Up America show with Austin Peterson and Culturama starring Daniela Pensack, go to the link in the bio, or sorry, in the link in this right below in this show in Rumble to our locals page where you can, for $5 a month, see everyone's content and join the whole network. That'd be really awesome. I have some friends who got these whiskey glasses who said they love them. Asked for some pictures. If you're listening, send me some pictures. I'll share with everybody on the show what they actually look like in real life. Man, I need some whiskey. I can't drink tonight. Can't speak tonight. Gosh. There's a wonderful story here, and this is really just more white pilling for everyone who's watching. Let me share my screen. Here's the demographics and what changed.
From when he first came on the scene and ran 8 years ago. The Republican coalition that elected Trump last Tuesday, it's younger, it's more diverse, it's more blue collar than before for Trump, and really that at any point for the Republican Party in modern history. This is what we mean. It says pre-Trump right here. That's the last presidential election before Donald Trump came on the scene. So that would be 2012 when Mitt Romney was the Republican nominee. In that election, the youngest voters under 30, went for the Democrats by 23 points. The voters with incomes under $50,000, Democrats by 22 points. Voters without a college degree, Democrats by 4 points. That's before Trump came along. And now, 2024, this is how those groups split last week. Look at this. The young voters under 30, that...
Okay, I trust everybody who's listening can actually see the numbers, but record shift red for blue collar, no college degree, under 30. The Democrats own that solid chunk of millennial women and single women just in general. But outside of that chunk, they're losing ground everywhere. They're bleeding it everywhere. They won't be a party in 4 years under this way, or under this scenario. And actually, I was thinking about that today. If the Democrat Party is in shambles, which might not happen, they might pull it together. It's just an opportunity for it to be in shambles. What if RFK actually steps in and becomes a Democrat nominee against whoever it is, J.D. Vance or Vivek or whoever? he could reshape the Democrat Party, having been one of the only leaders. Like, there's no leader in D.C. that with a D. Like, no one's following Pelosi or Schumer around. They happen to have the power, but when it comes to an outspoken leader in D.C. who might be effective, may not be effective, but gosh, I hope he's effective. RFK could go from here to go take over the Democrat Party if it's in a position to happen. They obviously have the ball and chain around the party system for the Democrat Party, and that would have to fall apart. And I don't know if that's possible. King, is that possible?
It anything's possible after the last week we've had, but what I do know is that people from the down south areas, it seems like they didn't like being called Latinx, like blue collar people that work in the coal mines in Kentucky didn't like that coal power plants being shut down. We don't like chicken breast that's $18, and yeah, it's really bizarre and strange how this party just lost everything when it goes to pure woke ideology. Yeah, the basket weaving,
You're
and
right.
the
You're
feminist
right.
hair pit braiding degrees aren't paying the bills anymore, and
You
if
know,
it was, it definitely isn't with inflation anymore.
I never got that. What are you supposed to do with the whole language? The whole Spanish language and other languages is divided up into male and female words.
Yeah,
You're supposed to say
just put an X on the end of everything.
me gustax, like the first of me gusta. Like, you just what the heck, man? Like, their plan
Gustex.
musto gustax. I'm afraid to say harmonics and hermano. You're supposed to put an X at the end. Harmonics.
Well, yeah. Speaking of that, it's down on our list, but AOC dumped her bio, her pronouns in her bio on her Twitter account. Since we're on the topic, yeah, when you've lost AOC, it's pretty bad. We didn't need your pronouns in your profile to know that you have. Anyway, so stay away from
Wait.
those.
I got the best tweet right here. This is Project 2025. This is what Project 2025 is going to do for you. It's AOC in a nun's outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like, all these young Democrats are. Which way is the wind blowing? I better go that way. Like, they're.
Yes.
And rumors are she's pregnant. I like to believe rumors. I obviously know nothing, but let's believe rumors. That could mean that she's ready to go into the phase of being a conservative, because you don't have a heart if you're conservative when you're young, and you don't have a brain if you're not conservative when you're old. However that saying's supposed to go. That's basically where AOC is in her life. She has a baby.
Maybe she's pregnant, but have we considered that she's just fat?
She could just be fat.
She just got.
She could just be fat. Let us know in the chat, guys. Which way are you leaning? Is she just getting fat, or is she putting on baby weight?
That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Let's skip that and just move on. Here's a beautiful video from the late great, not dead, the still with us, Austin Peterson.
$5 million for Megan Thee Stallion, $3 million for Lizzo, $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend $20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a bunch of rich celebrities on stage? I'd never seen that. Maybe I'm ignorant of the fact, but wow. $10 million for being...
Yeah.
I'm putting out this ad right now. If you are a Democrat and would like to pay me to either build my set or interview me, I'm for sale. Millions of dollars. Let's go. Let's go. Come on the set. Let's talk.
What's interesting too is that I think a lot. I don't know if everybody on that list has said something, but Oprah and Cardi B have both said that they never got paid, even though it's listed on there as being paid to them and their organizations. So I don't know what kind of like ghetto level of like fraud this is, but it's a pathetic level of fraud and money laundering. Like
They get paid. Somebody got paid. You say, "Oh, my
oh,
production
somebody
my
got
production
paid.
company got paid, or it went to a cost, or whatever." I didn't hold a check. I don't know what you're talking about. Some
It went to
company,
Harpo Industries.
yeah,
It
some
went to
company paid another
Acme Corp.
company, and now I may be richer, I may not be. You'll never know. But yeah, they got paid. 100% they
Went
got
to
paid.
Carl's Jr. Mega Smash. All right.
Yeah, let's see. Ron Paul, may he live forever. He got retweeted by a man with 200 million followers on X today, Elon Musk. This is 7.6 million people being exposed to
Yep.
Granddaddy Paul.
And I have a lot of pet peeve. This pet peeve was, when we'd have a vote for getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. And I said, but that's the nature of government.
Yeah, that's what they're good at.
And they're always,
It is
and
by
a lot of
nature
times that's what they
fraud
want to
misuse.
do. They want to be more efficient at hiding their stuff and taking care of their special interests. But that waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think, yes, you want to do that, but the argument about the Fed would work into this. Just changing the people at the Fed to do the same job isn't going to work. You have to eventually get, as long as you have a monetary authority that has all this power, you can forget about it. They're going to be efficient only to service the people who guarantees that they get this power to do that. So that's something that they have to deal with. But I know, we know, and we have visited with both Musk and Ramaswamy, and they're very, very dedicated, and I think they truly believe that they can cut a couple $1 trillion off the budget. But I don't think, my problem with that is that will awaken a lot of people. You can't cut $2 trillion or without annoying a couple people. So,
That's the goal. That's the dream. I would like to
annoy
see
as many bureaucrats as possible.
just see
It's
people
like,
cry.
It's like Santa sprinkling cheer to all the children. It is like
Please,
it's
God.
like elves building toys. It's butterflies fluttering through the sky. It's sunshine on your face. It's the smell of a spring flower. Bureaucrats crying and being fired is like it's baby's laughter. It is the most wholesome and good thing this country could use.
Let's just take a moment and say, dear God, I see what you do for the people of Argentina with this wonderful fur cup available at theforlibertyshop.com. Please give us just a little bit of that here. Give us a chainsaw and let us at them. Please, God. Thank you. Okay. Amen.
Yes, thank you. Me gusta. Me gusta.
Yeah. Me gustex.
All right. We go to the chats.
Yeah, let's go to the chats. I see.
Yeah, all right.
Go,
so we got 22 people joining us today. Please share and share with your friends, share with your neighbors. Let them know that we are on air right now. Doge for the win and Dirty Sock. Barney Styles, I want 2 years severance. I barely do anything. Oh, that's probably true. Brian and the King, I am your king. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yeah, Bucks Nasty, Bonitex. Ugh, like, I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, yep, exactly. Don't be fooled by those communist titties, fellas. That is true. That is true. Nelson, 65. She's just becoming well-rounded. That's a nice way to put it. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. Yeah, we got about 20 people over here in Rumble. We're up to over 1,000 views on X. If you're joining us on X, you can join us on Rumble. It's real easy. Go to rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. the party's over here because I don't know what's going on with the X video, but there's no like comments or really anything over there. It's not, but I love X. So if you're on X, give us a like, give us a follow, retweet the stream so that we can reach other people, and we're just having a good time over here. I'm King Libertarian, the sovereign, the benevolent dictator of libertarianism, and with Brian Piotr, the man, the myth, the legend. When this is Liberty Night, where freedom never sleeps. We're on the AP4LibertyNetwork.com and for Liberty Network and then for Liberty Shop. No AP. He cut that out. He doesn't even like his own name anymore. All right. So give us a follow, give us a like. We're on with Daniela, the lovely Danielle with Culturama before us, and then every morning, 7 to 9 Central, we have the man himself, AP, with Wake Up America. Nelson 65, tribute for the king. Thank you so much, Nelson, for that Rumble rant. Your tribute is well received, and you're welcome in my court anytime. Your head is safe for now.
Yeah, I love you just quoted the great and famous Thomas Sowell. Sowell? He's also still alive. Sorry, he's like a Ron Paul. It's like he's a great man. He's in his 90s now. But
Thomas Sowell is or Ron Paul?
Thomas Sowell. Let's ask Grok. Okay.
Rocky, how old is this old freaking guy? Is he older than Ron Paul?
I think he's
Ron
91.
Paul,
I think he's 91.
Ron Paul.
94. He's still alive
Dang.
and ticking at 94. Congratulations. Congratulations,
Right,
Thomas
man,
Sowell.
That day looks great for 94.
You deserve a long life after everything you've done for the cause of liberty. I hope you have a wonderful, healthy 100th birthday coming up soon.
Absolutely. Well, hey, maybe he's a cabinet pick. If Ron Paul could do it, Thomas Sowell could too.
Taco John says in the Colorado house that just clicked. Taco John's, everyone, is a food establishment of some kind that you never need to visit. It is not Mexican food, but they have tacos, and they're in Colorado.
You can go with like a Spanish name, Taco John's, not Taco, Jose's or anything. Come on now. At least try.
Here are the screenshots with the facts. AOC had a she/her in the account. Now it is no longer in the account.
Yep. Wait, yeah. Wokeism is dead, and it is going out on top of her beautiful chesticles. Yeah, it's that's it. It's over. Like that's
Donald Trump. You can remember back in 2017, the liberal cities were the resistance, the core of the resistance. What happened in 2024? You think of a major city in the United States, Donald Trump put up the best Republican performance for a Republican nominee for president in at least 20 years, if not the entire 21st century. We're talking about Chicago, Los Angeles, New York City, San Francisco, across the map. Donald Trump
We're winning.
put up
This is our time. Take a victory lap. We got some work to do.
For president in places that, truthfully, if you had asked me 8 years ago, I would have never thought possible.
No, I mean, it is really stunning. So what exactly
really
is
stunning.
driving it?
What's driving it?
I bet. What was the sound that lady made when she saw Trump winning offset? It had a sound to it. I don't want to make it.
That, but I think too that there was a lot of liberal women got turned on. I really do. I think taking that back and being like, no, like this is ours now. Like we're taking this back, woman. No, please don't. I'm leaving Twitter forever. I'm leaving X forever. And then they look over their shoulder like, is he following me? Is he?
It's got to be hard being on the side that all of your men have low testosterone, no muscle mass, they eat vegan food. They just let you run all over them. Yeah. It's got to be hard to be a woman over there.
Yeah.
But also, if you're a man over there, we know what you're doing. You can't play in a straight game with other men. You know, you need that handicap to be in that room where you pretend to believe all of their things, and so that you got a shot. We know what you're doing, man. It's not cool.
Men are guys that were in the friend zone for so long that they just bore down on the woman, and she was just like, okay, fine, it's you, I guess, for now. But
Yeah,
there's always
like AOC's husband or whatever partner looks like that, and he ain't defending her. If she's walking around downtown Manhattan,
this is
it's on her.
View. This is what it looks like all the time.
So, by the way, there's some more breaking news this evening. Following up on the big news with RFK, Donald Trump has announced that North Dakota Dougie, the governor from North Dakota, will be in the Department of Interior.
Yes.
I don't care.
Breaking news.
But hey, does anyone care?
I don't really know anything about this guy. I didn't even know North Dakota was an actual state that had a governor. So the fact that this guy was the governor there and is now important enough to be the Interior Secretary is quite shocking to me.
So
I guess there is a lot of interior there, right? Like there's a lot of natural nature because there's no people there.
Here's what we do know about him. He ran for president and never pulled any votes. Sub like 1%. He was up on the debate stage several times. Always ineffective, turned in very poor results. But I do know he's rich. Like, once again,
Okay.
let's see what Grok has to say. It's obviously whatever Grok says is true. How much is Doug Burgum worth? I mean, everybody's rich that ran. It says 1.1 billion, so he's worth more than Vivek.
He's a billionaire. Okay. Yeah, it the level of forgettability this guy has and continues to have, because not only did I not know that he ran for president, did not know that North Dakota was even a state with a governor. I didn't even know how enough people to be governed in the first place. And then now I can't think of who the current Interior Secretary is. I don't know who it was under Trump before. And what I've never seen anyone on the news giving a conference that says Interior Secretary below their name. Like the most forgettable governor from the most forgettable state gets the most forgettable cabinet position. It's
if you're a billionaire in North Dakota, I understand why you're governor.
You own the entire state. You have all the money in the state.
You're like, do you want to be governor? Sure. What's it going to cost me? $5 million. Okay. I don't see why not.
I am 60% of the GDP of North Dakota, so I might as well just be the governor.
So inside of the Department of Interior is management of 500 million acres of federal land, including oil leases, Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, managing and leasing oil, environmental protection, EPA, recreation, parks, etc., tribal affairs, water management, scientific research. Okay, so basically he's managing all the oil leases, all the other, and EPA. It appears from what I'm reading, as somebody who knows nothing about the Department of Interior.
Yeah, I mean,
that seems powerful.
It really is an important position. I'm getting a civics lesson.
I hope that he signs everything. Yes, you can drill.
Yeah.
Drill, baby,
Well,
drill.
yeah, drill, baby, drill.
And sell the land, right? Like there's this thing called checkerboarding. I don't know if anyone's ever gone hunting in the West, but the Bureau of Land Management, the real BLM, the annoying one with the big budget, they own checkerboard pieces of land. So they're little squares and they touch the corners and it's like a checkerboard where the US government owns like every other piece of land. And they did that to save money because you can't really own the land in between them all. Right. Because they're completely blocked by a checkerboard of government agencies who own the land.
Really?
And that means that they didn't have to buy as much, and that they can say they own less than they really do. And really, they've crossed off double that amount of space by checkerboarding the land. And that's all over Wyoming and Montana and Colorado and Utah, Nevada, all over the West. I believe they did that in the late 1800s when they were building railroads. But we need to just sell that land. It's prairie land in the middle of
30 trillion
nowhere.
in debt.
Yeah, and we're in debt. Some of that land might be very valuable with oil or ranching or who knows, mineral rights.
Yeah,
Sell it.
Selling large swaths of land worked really well for the Russians and Louisiana Purchase as well. So, and for the Native Americans.
And it's also really annoying for hunting because technically those little squares that are private, you can't go on. So it's actually there's like full on podcasts, like the Meat Eater podcast, 2 or 3 hour long podcasts talking about the debate of crossing over a corner hopping from one piece of government land to the other. Because when you cross over a fence post on a corner, part of your body is actually in private land, right? It's a point. And so you can't really go from one to the other without crossing over some amount of your body into the private lands on the other corners. And that whole thing makes it hard to hunt. So it's all stupid. All of this stuff is stupid. I hope that Dougie, he will always be known as Dougie, especially on this show, everybody. I hope that he just sells the land, lets us drill
Dougie.
oil.
Little Dougie. That's your rap name.
Little Dougie.
You're gonna make it rain cash with your oil leases and your water conservation and your EPA. And the EPA, they're probably bad too, right? Like
They're the worst.
Overregulate.
They're the worst. That's why diesels have the cat piss tank. Have you ever had to do DEF fluid in a diesel?
No.
Yeah,
Those things
well,
are so below me, Brian.
so you're right. You're the king of all libertarians. You've never done anything like that. But
Exactly.
Emissions, the reason why we don't have diesels abundant across this country, even though every other country has popular diesels, is emissions. And the EPA has a war against diesels. I think it's because the women who are there, or the men, the pansy men that run the EPA, they see diesel smoke and they go, I don't like that. What can I do to stop that? On their commute in DC, they see a truck blow some black diesel smoke and they go, that makes me angry. And they're obviously, I guess they're in a Prius. I don't know what you commute in DC. You're not allowed to drive a Tesla anymore as a liberal. I think you have to sell it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a
I'll
Mustang
take
hybrid.
Teslas off of people's hands half price, just so you can own Elon. You can sell your Tesla to me for half the price, and then say to Elon, I think your car was worth half of what I paid for it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You get back at Elon, drive down the costs of Teslas and sell one to me at half price just to drive down the price and stick it to him.
Yeah, get Elon. Get him. Get that African American. We hate African Americans, especially if they're rich and they have a bunch of baby mamas. We hate them. It makes me so mad to have an immigrant from Africa.
So, hey, don't get me started on there, but hey, Tulsi was supposed to be their leading woman, person of color, to lead us into the next generation of woke leadership. And then she didn't do the woke.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's a Republican. Man, that makes everybody angry on the left. Oh, man. And they're getting angry at the first woman of color to lead the national intelligence. What'd she get appointed to? There's so many.
Director of National Intelligence.
There's so many different intelligence things. So what does she actually rule over?
So it's over all the intel agency, NSA, CIA, like everything.
Okay, so NSA.
Yeah.
What about FBI though? That not FBI.
No, that's Justice Department.
Okay. So.
But I think maybe
spying on Americans that Snowden told us all about.
Yes.
She can stop it.
Yes. Yeah, she'll have access to all like the Five Eyes, and like everything gets funneled in through the DNI as far as foreign and domestic, intelligence gathering. Um, she she could gather intelligence on people from DC, but there ain't much there. So
Dude, I do think that that's going to be a big problem as far as the government can just say everything's classified. It makes it really hard for like the Department of Government Efficiency to even know about it, right? Because they're going to be a
that's
private.
why we have the president. We have everybody up and down that'll get it all out.
Obviously, but it will not be fast, right? So you can just classify everything, and then go to court over it. And so I do think that while like the Department of Agriculture is screwed, we are going to get in there and start cutting any waste. Any place where they can classify stuff can slow walk the Department of Government Efficiency. And the Doge department has an end date of July 4th, 2026, right? So if they can just slow walk some things, they live.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to be an 80 IQ government employee's plan. Is like, how can I just make this go slowly?
Yeah, I think Doge will have its hands busy either way and get a lot done. The fact that the Pentagon can't find trillions of dollars over decades, but the day that Donald Rumsfeld came out and said that they lost billions and trillions of dollars, the next day was 9/11. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But yeah, no, it's we're gonna see some great things happen, and I'm really excited about it. Over in the chat, real quick, let's see. Taco John's, yeah, we're good. It's your stuff that's all messed up, Taco John's. I like your restaurant. Don't listen to him. Let's see. Doesn't Bill Gates have the most farmland, Buck Nasty? I think the Chinese, they're up there, or is it just land near military bases? Did the Chinese get in between the checkerboards? Are they good? Are they good chess players? I don't know. Yeah, we got still rocking over 20 people over in the Rumble, and we're over 1,200 views on X. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Keep reposting our post on X. Show it to more people. We really appreciate it. Every new friend is it's a friend worth having. Here's a video of one of the best explanations that we've ever seen.
Message was very simple. You don't get to wage a culture war against the majority of Americans. You don't get to choke us nearly to death with inflation. You don't get to threaten parents in this country and use our children as pawns.
You don't get to do
stack
that.
the deck in your favor using legislation. You don't get to flood our country with fucking illegal immigrants, and you don't get to use our military to fight your fucking rich man's wars. You don't get to force us to choose between an experimental vaccine and keeping our job. You don't get to choose what is information and what is misinformation. And you don't get to choose whether or not you want to follow the Constitution of the United States of America. When we said we are taking our fucking country back, we meant it. So for any of you who are planning some fuckery between now and January, I'd be really careful, because that tree of liberty is looking thirsty.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
When you have a woman, a girl, who clearly played the flute in high school band, this angry and talking like this, like you really
You took away my pet milk. You forced my kids to wear a mask. You're going down. This
Yeah.
lady, she's a winner. She's a
you
winner.
took away my cheap eggs. You took away my coal power. You trying to come get my beef? I'm coming for you. I like blood, and I like your blood. Like
That tree of liberty is looking thirsty.
Like you took a Sunday school teacher and turned her into freaking Rambo in 4 years. That is incredible. Like, how bad do you have to be to have a librarian turned into freaking Chris Kyle? Like, she's ready to take the longest sniper shot in history towards you guys, and like she's probably 85 pounds. So,
Yeah, I gotta say that I got married to an extremely wonderful based woman, and I don't know if that woman's married, but if you're looking, I'd try to see if you can swipe right on her, or however it works these days. Send her. She might need
I'm sure she's on Christian Mingle.
yeah, some snail mail maybe. Write her a love letter.
Write her a letter.
Yeah. By the way, I'd love to cut the USPS. Ideas for Doge. Put them in the chat. Get
Yes.
rid of the mailman.
Yes.
Get rid of the mailman. Yeah, what?
Should that be the first thing to go? Is all mail service just?
Oh, are we doing first things? First thing to go is the ATF. Every American needs a machine gun. Absolutely first thing. Top of the list. It'll always be top of the list. Behind that, let's go with the FBI. I don't need the FBI. Murder's already illegal in all 50 states. They have police. Get rid of the FBI. As far as I know, the only thing the FBI actually does is prosecute Americans who went for a walk on January 6th and make sure they don't actually get a fair trial or ever see the light of day.
Yeah.
What would you cut?
Well, I was going to say the FBI, I think it was back in the 80s that Ron Paul was talking about cutting the FBI, and he was like, yeah, each state has their own, police and investigating force, but the Justice Department, they could just have their own small office that prosecutes federal crimes. You don't need an investigatory thing. Hoover, or whatever his name was, he made the FBI to collect nudes on everybody. So it started out with bad intentions. He wanted to snoop in on JFK sleeping with Marilyn Monroe and MLK, having his baby mamas or whatever he had going on. But yeah, it's a weak organization. So let's see, what do I cut first?
Name the 3-letter agencies, just all of them. They have 3 letters. Are they an agency? Don't need them. CIA, they seem to be only interested in taking down our government and hating Americans, and replacing it with a far left dictatorship here in America. Let's get rid of the CIA. NSA, everything's secret. I don't need it to be secret. I don't need these giant data centers. Cut it. You're fired.
It takes a lot of money to cool those servers.
Giant data centers that are probably just collecting my stupid texts. And probably these entire shows that we're putting up on Rumble, they're going on an NSA data center somewhere. I want you to know, NSA, that if I get the opportunity, I'm going to fire you.
180 IQ, 80 hours a week, small government radical right here. Like I said, you could have just said that libertarian, and you could have saved all that word salad.
Dude, just go straight to the party. Let's get everybody in. We got this.
So we do look at that, and we look at what's happening in Argentina. So we do have a model for this, right? Like, it was just recently done, and it's still going on, but cutting that inflation down by just simply cutting out all these organizations. And I think Argentina had a little bit more of like on the nose wokeism going on there. Like, they literally had like the Department of Diversity and Equity as like a federal agency. But all of it's infected into all of their organizations. But afuera. Let's see. As far as what I would cut, I mean, you got to go after the Fed, the Department of Education. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit that can be cut immediately. So yeah, I am all about that.
I just heard that the king was quiet, and so I made him louder. So everybody tell me if it was good. Oh, by the way, Whoopi Goldberg said that she's going to go on the 4 Bs.
Yes.
Everybody, your summer plans, they might get canceled.
We all came. I dare. Yeah, you didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us. Yeah. And if we don't let you, you don't get any. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Oh no.
Oh
no. What will I do? Oh,
the fact that you made me think about you doing anything like that is last straw, lady. Get out. You're fired.
You've
Get
been
out. Get out.
threatened, everybody. Please go about your business.
Yeah, shaving your head and throwing a fit. And I think the funniest ones are about the gardeners, right? Like, these people are insane. We did, like RFK was saying, I think we have like a mental health crisis in this country. I always thought that was like a stupid thing to say. It's like so cliche. And just like,
if you asked Whoopi to rate herself on a scale from 1 to 10, that lady's saying 10. That lady belongs in a nice soft room with nice people that come and feed her and take care of her and explain to her what reality is over a long period of time.
Is she a lesbian?
I don't know. I think she just threatened all men, and so that's a pretty baseless threat if you're a lesbian.
Keep those packs of sausages packed away. No, I don't.
Let's do one more clip of Trump to talk about what the secret is before we go to break, and we're going to come back and we're going to speak with Vladimir Putin, or I don't know. He's kind of flaky and it's the middle of the night there, but we're going to call him up and see if he answers real quick. Let's talk about Trump.
Because we can take the Senate pretty easily, and I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over.
What do you think the secret is?
I don't know. That I've been racking my brain.
I think it's the recess appointments.
The recess appointments.
And here's why Matt Gaetz resigned from his congressional district immediately, which if you're at all uncertain about getting confirmed by the Senate, you would not do that. You would sit and wait for the confirmation before resigning your congressional seat, because otherwise you lose the seat. But he resigned same day. So he's confident that he's going to be in the administration. And he can't be confident based off of a vote in the Senate. But if the plan is a recess appointment, he already knows he's going in.
Right.
So that's why I'm leaning that way. So he's showing us a move of confidence when the Senate is a bunch of retards with some really nice people, I'm sure, that I wouldn't put all my confidence in. There's plenty of people from Trump's first term that did not get through confirmation hearings. So you would expect that, learning from that experience, that you would not resign your seat. The fact that he did, and he's a very smart man, I think he's going to be our AG.
You know what? I think the secret is. I think the secret is that they're going to resurrect Peanut the squirrel. I think that they've got Peanut's DNA. They recovered his body. They dug up his grave, and they got his DNA. And they're going to clone Peanut. They're going to clone Peanut. They're going to clone Peanut. So fantastically, so bigly. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. And you're going to create an army of Peanut the squirrels that are going to then, piece by piece, nibble by nibble, take down the New York state government. And then they're going to go to Washington, D.C., and they're going to help Trump take down the swamp. A whole army of peanuts. Let's go. That's my prediction.
All right. Well, let us know in the chat, everybody. If you haven't come to our Rumble channel, rumble.com/libertytonight, click the like button, subscribe to the show. That is where we interact with everyone in the chat. We look forward to meeting new people when we get back. I'm going to go talk to my aides and the whole staff that we have working here at the Liberty Tonight.
Yes.
And we're going to try to get Vladimir Putin, Premier of Russia, President of Russia. I don't know. I'll ask him what he likes to be called. And we're going to talk to him on what he thinks about the incoming Trump administration. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in probably 1 or 2 minutes.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
I think that at the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian and always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything.
What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't.
My active.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
Hello, everybody. I don't know what just happened. I broke some stuff. But we're here. I hear that Vladimir Putin's going to be on the line in just a second. I'm trying to press the right button to bring him in on the switchboard. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, just checking the audio. Are you there, President Putin?
Привет. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Welcome to Liberty Tonight. For everyone watching in Russia, this is a freedom-focused show. We try to entertain. We're not woke. We're pro-family. We're pro-gun. We're pro-America. Thank you so much for joining. I have several questions, mostly around American politics. What do you think about the Donald Trump victory?
Donald Trump, he's a very nice man. He understands Russian people. He understands that we don't want the war. We don't want the conflict. We don't want the it's so stupid. But he understands the Russian people.
Oh, and okay, now that Kamala's not going to win, you can tell me what you were going to do. If a Kamala had won, what were your plans?
Brian, we were definitely going to nuke Ukraine. Okay, there was no way around it.
Wow, big. You've heard that news break here on Liberty Tonight, everyone. Write that down. We just averted World War III. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful.
See,
all
Brian,
right.
All we want to do is drink the vodka and have the sex. Drink the vodka and have the sex. With anything with the United States. We drive our cars. We listen to the techno music. That's all we want to do. No more. No more.
I'm with you 100%, Putin. And now that Trump is here, I would like to offer something as an idea. Brittany Griner is in America. We don't want her anymore. Are you open to a reverse trade? Maybe a do-over?
Нет. These terms are unacceptable for us, Brian. She was, well, how you say in American, extremely annoying.
Well, let's talk. Okay, so we can offer Brittany Griner and 1 or 2 million far left-wing unhinged liberals. Would you take them?
Yet. We get rid of the
COVIDism,
Shucks.
as you say, the woke mind virus that Elon talks about. We expel it all. We like I said before, Brian, the vodka, the party all night long. That's what we like. That's what we crave for. The women with the Melania. She's so beautiful.
No, I agree.
This is Russia. This is
I'm with
Russia.
you. I'm with you. Okay, so in between us, we're obviously two very powerful nuclear armed countries. We have these terrible limeys and the French and the Germans. What are we going to do with them? What's to be done?
Siberia. Siberia has much land we don't use. Back in day, Soviet day, we send all the people there. We give you vodka, you give us your undesirables, we put them in Siberia, and then we all go to Cancun together and party.
I don't think that's
what the
I don't
Russian
think
people
that's a terrible
want with the
plan,
American
but
people.
yeah, I don't think those Europeans are armed, so that's probably not going to be a problem. Anyways, I know it's probably very early in the morning. Thank you for getting up so early to make it on the show. Very, very, very much appreciate it. And by the way, somebody in the chat is saying you sound like Stewie from Family Guy. Maybe you should work on that, or maybe just we'll get a translator next time you speak in Russian. Anyways, thank you, sir. And remember that Liberty Tonight is where freedom never sleeps. All right. Talk to you later.
Dos Vidania.
Das Vidania. King, what do you think of that? Do you ever want to talk to these people? I don't know what to call them. Distinguished guests?
When I convene with world leaders that still are below me, but are at the top threshold to me, we always convene in private because the peasants and the serfs we would just bore you with our talk of ruling the entire world. So
I don't want to see what's on your Signal chat. I know that's not PG.
Wait, what?
Your Signal chat with Putin is probably not PG, is what I'm saying.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he likes women and he likes vodka. We definitely have things squared away between each other. We have a total understanding.
Probably a few Trudeau jokes. Am I right? Maybe some Biden jokes.
Yeah, and how weird it is. He looks so much like Castro. Putin. He knows all about these former Soviet places and current communist countries, and the types of blackmail that are involved in those types of things. It's really strange.
Axel Brones is coming on later. We might need to talk about that. Trudeau being really the son of Fidel Castro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has the documents.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yes.
All right. So there's this guy. His name's Michael Cohen. He's a dweeb. I don't feel like giving bios on people I despise. But anyways, he's a deep state guy. And he went on a live stream. And he just got completely trolled by people putting funny things over his face.
No problem. Wow. Genius you are. Can we stop with that?
We're talking about geniuses, right?
Stupid turkeys.
He just mentioned geniuses.
Let's knock that stupid shit off, please. All right.
He's estimating his IQ about 100 too high.
And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world.
Did one of you guys do this?
My country, thank you very much.
I think so. I think it was somebody.
I bet it's one of our listeners.
Not even anyway. You leave.
Yes.
This is my country.
I think it might have been Austin himself.
I don't think it's his country. Michael Cohen, this is not your country. I think that the election last week showed that you're in the far minority. You should probably consider alternatives.
New York City, that is your country. I don't really care about secession or any of this stuff, but I think that places like New York City, they should be their own separate entity, because it really is its own place. I mean, to get that many brainwashed liberals into one place, it's quite the feat.
And yeah, it's a whole system of self-perpetuating victimhood and Stockholm syndrome, and they should just be off. Just move them all to Long Island, and just seal the borders.
Hey, Long Island is based.
Is
Long
it?
Island voted for
Sorry,
Trump.
Long Islanders.
Yeah, there's like 3 million Long Islanders, and they're majority Republican.
Swap.
So
you
I'm
guys take
sorry for
the city
everybody
back.
out there. It's really just Manhattan and really close to Manhattan. All of those areas, they need to be redistributed to other places. Like if you just take that 25-year-old girl who's a marketing agent from the 5th floor of some building and you move her out to a farm in West Virginia, she'll get based, right? It's really a distance from reality problem. Like you don't know how your food gets there. You don't know how anything works outside of this like jigsaw puzzle of stabbing metro trains and doormen to upstairs elevators. Latinxes.
Censors. Yeah, it's like the weirdest version of Animal Farm that you can imagine, where the pigs take over but then they dye their hair pink and get piercings all over their body, and then start calling everyone pig phobic.
And then when they turn 35, they complain, "Where are all the good men? What happened to them? This society has failed me."
I don't have any gardeners anymore. Who's gonna cut my grass? Who's gonna pull up the spring flowers and plant the fall flowers?
Oh, man, not my problem. Anyways, moving on. Here's a beautiful, beautiful clip that is several layers deep. Really, we should go into a real analysis of this.
Say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute.
Looks like he wants to eat your face.
But there's also...
So, if you remember this, I would put this as, I think we should title this Exhibit 1A. This guy belongs in jail. He's complicit with some amount of deaths that we cannot quantify, even if it's only one. He deserves at least a trial.
Look at him. Pennywise, he would scare Pennywise. If you saw him peering out from a freaking gutter, you would run in fear. You would not say, "Old man, are you okay?" You would say, "Horrible monster, run away."
Remember, working out, eating healthy, getting sunlight, none of those things can help you. But if you get our experimental drug, we'll give you French fries. And then you'll be safe. Free French fries. Vax and a side of French fries. What are those French fries fried in? Seed oils. What's RFK Jr. going to go campaign against? Seed oils.
Beef tallow.
Yeah, we need French fries and beef tallow. Or better yet, just go with the ribeye. Personally, skip the French fries.
He's on all meat. Brian puts meat in his mouth every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah,
he's never been healthier. He's never been healthier.
All I eat is meat and occasionally cheat, but it's like 95% plus. Obviously, coffee is a plant. I'm getting the plant juice from this coffee.
Hot bean coffee.
And
hot bean juice.
If you the most popular thing on the For Liberty shop is the founding fathers. Man, I'm getting the names mixed up, but the coffee. Hope Austin's asleep while I forget stuff. It's gonna Founding Flavors coffee, which tastes fantastic, but you can't drink it straight out of the brew, out of the pot. You look like a chum. You're gonna get coffee on your suit, which I know you all are beautiful and well dressed. So you're gonna need a mug. And this is the most beautiful, most wonderful mug there ever was because it has Ron Paul.
This is really impressive.
And Elon Musk. And you're supporting our show. You should get two because your wife or your cousin or your sister is also going to want one. And you get free shipping. So don't be a schmuck that we have to fire from the government. Be an awesome supporter of the show. Hey, Swifties for Harris, you've been paying attention while you've been getting hints and clues about Madame VP becoming president. Don't lose hope.
Has been Easter egging. The election isn't over.
She's too close up for me.
Blue and on.
With everything coming out about Starlink and Elon Musk.
Okay, pause.
Starlink.
Pause. This nose ring. Like I brought it up last show.
Yeah.
There's no attractive women doing this. I don't know why they do this.
She wants to look like a heifer. She wants to just put a bell on it. Get it swinging.
I don't know why they do this. It's just... Plus, blowing your nose.
You got boogers up in there. You definitely have boogers up in there. But what is it? Why is it the neon hair and the facial? What is there? Is there a certain chemical in the water?
No,
that's
okay.
It's why this?
I need the right voice. Do you know that in nature, that predators see this purple color and they know this is poison? Stay the hell away.
That's it.
Or
That's
you
it. Bravo.
will be killed. Stay away.
Bravo.
It's poisonous.
Nailed it.
6 feet away with a face shield.
Keep going with it. The
Musk,
audience has to
and then
hear
Musk
what
being
she says.
an avid supporter of Donald Trump. Yet Starlink was used in multiple states, including all of the swing states, to hurry up the count of the ballots. With that information and the knowledge that she is a prosecutor, go back and listen to her concession speech. Was it really a concession speech?
Yes.
Do you think she's a cartoon?
Look at the way that she walks out. Look at the pictures of her sitting with her grandnieces playing Connect 4 with her hair pulled back in a bun.
The bun. That's the code word, bun.
She's playing connect the dots, but there's not dots. There don't connect those dots. They don't exist.
And guess what? They were wearing campaign gear that they just spent $1 billion on. That's $1 billion shirt that her niece is wearing.
Hey, I would like to confirm. Okay, what's your name? Sheila? Dr. Jebra Fauci posted this, but I doubt that's who this is. Hey, lady, I want to confirm that Elon stole the election, and I want you to start an election integrity club where you want to go do hand counts on paper ballots to have secure elections, to overcome what just happened where Elon stole the election for Donald Trump. Can you do that? Here's me telling you that's what we did. And the solution, you could stop it next time with paper ballots and hand counting. Remember that,
Yeah,
especially in Pennsylvania.
We can have the most secure elections on earth if we went to pure analog. Yeah, I agree. The manifestation of the Hufflepuffs from Harry Potter. I agree with you, the woke blimp lady, is that yes, okay, yes, you got us. Starlink, which I don't even know if that's true, but apparently Starlink was utilized some way to speed up the counting of the ballots, which makes no sense to me. But let's just say, okay.
Hey, Dominion said that these counting machines are not connected to the internet, and I heard prominent Democrats, go to the Supreme Court and say that type of thing in a million different cases. Most of them which weren't heard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What was it? What was the last time the Italian spy satellite that was supposedly what was used to steal it from Trump? But no, yeah, you make a great point, Brian. Let's make these elections the most secure as possible. Hand count, ballot, do it the old way, where it's completely analog, totally air gapped, and there's no way that there's any digital manipulation. And let's just see what really happens. A photo IDs, everything.
Not only that, they're slow. They're expensive and slow. Like why can't we get results on election night? France can, all these other countries can. When I went to vote, I waited for about 40 minutes because we had to be taught, like, walked to machines, scan a card, explain how the machine works, vote. Like, if you had just a table with 200 slots available because it's just a flat table to go fill out a ballot, no one waits. It's all faster. And then counting it can be done in an evening. Just volunteers counting ballots.
Yeah.
Plus, with AI, I don't trust computers. You know that AI is just in like Rev 0 right now. You let them have access to the internet, and they can control. If we connect ballot counting machines to the internet, no one will ever trust elections again. We need to move to analog with humans.
Yep. Absolutely. Barney Styles says in the chat, Starlink was only used in California, so I don't know. We'll have to look. Maybe she's onto something. But you know, there was a hard swing there in California. Bucks Nasty says, I bet Trump got 90+ million. Probably. I mean, I did see, I guess in Wisconsin specifically, the same thing. The straight up at about 3 a.m. or whatever it was. When they say it was too big to rig, I think that's totally true, especially for Wisconsin.
Oh man, we got like 4 Senate seats stolen from us. 4 Senate seats where Trump wins by a lot. The Republican loses by 30,000, 50,000, 20,000 votes. And they're trying to do a recount in Pennsylvania. That news broke tonight. The Democrats aren't done with their recount in Pennsylvania because it's only a 30,000 vote
election
difference.
deniers?
They are
denying
election
the
deniers.
legitimacy of an American election? How dare they?
Absolutely
they?
election deniers, 100%.
And then when you go through all of the legal measures, you go through all the recounts, you do all of the court cases, you do the evidence, you put that on, and I think somebody highlighted out that if you go through all your legal measures, the one thing you can do is when the president isn't actually elected or selected until the electoral college votes get submitted to the Congress, and the Congress formally takes those in. So the last chance that you would have to stop an election that you think was stolen is January 6th, because that is the day that Congress takes the electoral votes in, and the vice president
Kamala Harris
accepts
says
them.
Kamala Harris accepts them.
Yeah, Kamala Harris is going to accept her own. But I mean, that's if you follow all of your legal options and constitutional options, that is technically the last chance you can get to get the 10-day investigation. It's just so funny to me to see that now mapped out by these blue and on Democrat liberals, and it's just really said sidebar. I'm weaving sidebar. The ones that have accepted it are melting down. These ones that are like blue and on that like think there's a chance now, like it's gonna be really bad when they go. But yeah, for them to say like, okay, here's our legal thing, and then yes, on January 6th, when the Congress accepts it, the vice president can do it. Like you're basically saying that people who were there at January 6th had a legitimate reason for being there, and that to protest to get the vice president to do the 10-day investigation, whatever it is. You're now saying all of January 6th was essentially legitimate.
It was totally legitimate for people to protest. And to be fair, nothing bad happened to any federal employee on January 6th. In the end, though, with the conservative Supreme Court not willing to take any good cases in 2020, even if they take cases for the first time and say you've got standing because of some magical coin flip, Trump's got the majority on the Supreme Court. Like, there's nothing that's going to be done for you, Democrats. Trump won. He won the popular vote. You're host. So, by the way, Western civilization is failing around the world. We are, and we continue to be the shining light on a hill, which is America. On the other side of the literal world, in New Zealand, they are burning up their beautiful civilization with crazy nut jobs in their parliament. So everyone just enjoy this for a second, because they did this lady and a bunch of people in their parliament did a war dance and made themselves look like clowns in modern day suits. But we got something better. So you haven't seen this. Guys, look at how crazy
I'm
this
guessing she
girl
didn't
looks.
like that bill.
Yeah, I mean, when a man's holding a spear and it's 1750 and you're about to fight, that's scary. But you're in a parliament in 2024, and this circus theater is still scary, but not physically scary. Just like oh boy, they're a little deranged, and I'm forced to share a society with these people.
You know what? They have their thing in New Zealand. They like to stomp around and like stick their tongue out. And we like to shoot things with guns and blow things up, and it's culture, right? We have ours, they have theirs. Ours is superior, of course.
Well,
but,
there was a competition between
it's a
these
spectacle.
cultures, and there were
It's like National Geographic,
there was competition between these cultures. One side won, then several generations later, hundreds of years later, decided to just give it up. Be like, let the other side win. I feel white guilt about what we did, so let them come run the show. They obviously
played the long game, man. In 10 generations, we're gonna get Whitey back. We'll just guilt them until they just give up.
Yeah, like we're going to.
Isn't that how the British conquered like India? They just like shamed them, like we're migrants. You need to be nice to us.
I'm not an expert on how Britain conquered India, but the fact that a few thousand people conquered tens of millions of people, there was some IQ, like there was some chess moves there, right? Like one side had some skill in the IQ department, and they came out on top. Same thing with Cortez. 100 guys with some shiny armor coming off of a boat takes down an entire empire.
Well,
right?
when you're perceived as a god, as I am, and so I can speak on authority on this, you can do magical things to people when they think you're a god, which I am, by the way, a god on earth, and I was anointed by the Holy One to be your ruler. And while we're talking about being ruled, tribute, pay it to your king. We are here on the Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. I'm King Libertarian here with Brian Piotr, my co-host. We're on the For Liberty Network, forlibertynetwork.com, with Daniela Culturama right before us on Thursdays, 7 to 9 Central Time. She's over in West Coast, I believe. And then we have AP for Liberty every weekday morning, 7 to 9. I'm not even up at that time, man. That is crazy. But he is, and he's blasting away. He's giving the good news and the bad news and the great news and the sweet news to you every morning. And so we're over here on Rumble. We're almost to 30 people. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, I just said, were you not listening? This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. I'm King Libertarian with Brian Piotr. If you're new here, hit that like button. Give us a follow. And if you really like us and you don't want your head chopped off, subscribe to us or send us a little Rumble rant. I will read anything that you put money behind. And yeah, forlibertyshop.com, as you can see here on our screen, where freedom never sleeps. Great gear for your girlfriend or wife to steal from you. And she looks so sexy in it all the time anyway. So give her something that you're going to look, you want it on her just as much as off of her. Am I right, fellas? So yeah, head on over there. We got some great gear in our exclusive Liberty Tonight store in the For Liberty shop. So thank you everyone for coming over. Bucks Nasty and Barney Styles and everybody, Culturama coming up in here, and Nielsen 65, you're somewhere. Taco John's, you still around? What are you doing? I want some tacos. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and follow us on X.
Okay, everybody. You're going to go to Colorado. You're going to go skiing in Aspen. And then you're going to stop at Taco John's. Obviously, that's high on that list. Like they've got nachos and an apple grande, which I think is traditional from somewhere in Mexico, maybe.
Yeah, Mexico City, the central of their culture. Nachos Navidad. Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Nachos
everybody,
Navidad.
stop what you're doing. We got to listen to the Queen of the Woke speak about Tulsi Gabbard.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And
Russia,
I actually
Russia,
think
Russia.
almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination.
How many times do you use the word devastating in like a year?
Spew, devastated, mortified.
I maybe say it once. I think this lady's got devastated on like the top bar of her texting when it suggested use to start a conversation.
She's the kind of person that,
As much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Okay.
Really?
She just
Really?
called Tulsi Gabbard pro-war. Excuse me, which party was endorsed by a Cheney? Raise your hand.
And the McCain.
And McCain. So, that is just pure lying. I don't know if anybody watching it even believes it. Are there even any MSNBC people who think that she's pro-war? I mean, my gosh, if you do, you are lost for good. Like, and we should deport you with the wave of everybody else.
I had some hope for her when she wanted to know what MAGA podcasts are being listened to. But it's so hard for me with her. Like, I think she's just so dumb that she really is a useful idiot. And, like, she's in her little New York City bubble with her, Democrat liberal friends. And she really does believe these things. But other ones, they're like I've said many times on the show, they're operators. Like Maddow, I don't think she's dumb at all. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. Joy Reid, the jury's out on her. Shaving your head bald, that's pretty bold.
Dude. Oh my goodness. Shaving your head bald to make yourself offensive to men. I saw a meme of Will Smith's wife being like, excuse me?
I have alopecia, you assholes. I can't help this.
Dude, my thought was, get your meme out of my wife's bald head, out of your meme.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and also too, like, women that I know plenty, not personally necessarily, but like there's stories of lots of women who can't have children that really want to. Are they part of your little bullshit movement too? Women who have alopecia or whatever the hell it's called and are bald headed and have to wear a weave all the time.
Yeah.
Would you like it if you had to wear a weave?
Like,
no.
Girls, the truth is that no one knows when they are done having kids. Like, you may never be able to have them. You may be stuck after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Like, you don't know. It is not a given. Don't do family planning like you're checking a box that you can just check. Like, it's not that it might be that easy for you. You don't know your genetic lottery until you go try it out. So don't put it off. Go have lots of kids. I've got 4 right now, and if my wife's watching, I want another. Let's do it.
Hey, that's on you, man. Make it happen.
Yeah, I want to repopulate the earth with super-based kids. By the way, John Bolton, most evil person, one of the most evil person. Like, it's a competition. Him, Hillary Clinton.
And now he's on the same side with AOC.
Yeah, he is. And he's saying that Tulsi's dangerous, which is one of the best endorsements you could ever hope for.
Matt Gaetz appointment. Really, my reaction was that this is like the legend of Caligula, the Roman emperor, who wanted to nominate his horse as a Roman consul. You had to.
Oh man, the way that he just picked up that great story that really clicks with every American.
Yes.
Yeah, you really nailed it, Johnny boy.
Very niche Roman history, and there was like one movie that was poorly done about it in like the 70s. Yeah, this guy. Yeah,
Tulsi's pro-war. This is the guy that literally there's 180 countries he would go to war with. I don't know. There's probably one he wouldn't. Let's call it
Trump
179.
Said, for them to pick up a rifle and have 9 gun barrels pointed at you. He was also talking about this bozo. The realignment is crazy, but I'm absolutely loving it because it's so clear now. It's corporate media, Democrats, and never Trumper Rhino Republicans. Like they've finally just come together as the team that they are. They've stopped with the games, and they've stopped with trying to pretend like they were 2 separate parties and 2 separate sets of people. And now it's very clear that they have coalesced together. They're coming. It's just such a grand time in America. I'm just so excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, we're gonna be winning.
Yeah, Barney Styles says Demi Moore was fine as hell bald. That is true. I mean, she's fine either way. But I think, who was it in V for Vendetta when she got her head shaved? She was pretty cute too. Let's see. Buck's nasty. I'm literally devastated. Literally. And the Lorax sounds angry. Yes, he does. Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head, and then somebody like took a wood carving knife to the bottom of it. And cut out a neck. This guy is a piece of work.
So here's a guy named Charlemagne. I would love to know if he knows anything about the first Charlemagne. But anyways, here's a comment he's got for the Democrat Party, which is legitimate.
Democracy talk. What happened to the fascist talk? By the way, I know I've said those things about Trump as well, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about his political opponents like President Biden. When they say it, it holds way more weight than me. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you go from he's an existential threat to democracy to welcome back?
He was happy too. He was happy. He was smiling. He was grinning. He was cheesing. Say cheese. He was cheesing, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how. I understand President Biden believes in pitiful.
I can explain it to you, sir. It's called gaslighting. Yes. You have been gaslit.
Lies.
And the media was gaslighting you. You were being told lies by everyone in the media and probably getting paid to go on podcasts just to say that he's the next Hitler. But now that he's in power, it's kiss the ring time. And that's why you got to forget about it. You got to kiss the ring, sir.
Well, it's, people like him and I think Sink Uger to an extent, but definitely his co-host Anna Kasparian, or whatever you say it. That's also another dynamic aspect of all of this, is that you're also seeing where, I want to say like true liberals, but like true ideological liberals are being separated further from the Democrat Party than they have been in the past. Is that like they still are retarded and stupid and have just completely flawed philosophies and ideologies and economics, and everything about them is repulsive and disgusting. However, with all that said, let me just say something redeeming about them, is that at least they're consistent, right? It's not fake. It's not phony. They're genuinely stupid and just dumb. But it's real. You know what I mean? So guys like him, I love that they're bringing this up, because I don't care that you still think he's a Nazi, because that's clearly what you're getting at. Is that like, I'm not gonna welcome him back. He's clearly a Nazi. Okay, fine, whatever. But you're somehow subtly admitting what we all have been saying this entire time, is that they're freaking liars. They're gaslighters. They're psychopaths. They're megalomaniacs. They have no loyalty to any type of real philosophy or ideology. It's whatever can get them the most power and how much they can manipulate you to do what they want you to do. So welcome, I guess.
And threat to democracy. He won the majority of all the votes. So I don't know why that's a threat, but apparently democracy says you lose. You're the minority. Time to boot you out. I'm not a fan of democracy because if there's 12 people and 11 of them say we're all gonna kill this guy, that's democracy. But we have some older tweets here. I got one from back in October. Tony Hinchcliffe, the bad-timed Puerto Rican trash joke, actually is a libertarian. Here's a clip that kind of explains it. He's actually on our side. He's super based.
Go ahead. Basically, I mean, like, they said shit like go back to, Poland, all the normal shit.
But you've never been to Poland.
No, I'm from my ancestry is Ukrainian.
Oh, wow. Way to get the crowd on your side. There's some uneducated idiots that are rooting for you now, not realizing that country's stealing our money.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, killed Tony.
That's really the reason they're pissed at him, because he was already based. He was already on board with everything. And they just waited for their moment to jump all over.
He was on Joe Rogan last week where Joe calls him up like this, just on his cell phone. He goes, "Hey, Tony." And Tony's like, "Wait, what? Let's effing go."
So I did hear that Tony will be nominated for the ambassador to Puerto Rico. So congratulations, Tony.
Congratulations, Tony.
You
deserve it.
Make it up to the Puerto Rican people.
Do we need to build maybe a building in Puerto Rico for ambassadors? He could be the first one.
Yeah, a huge statue in the middle of their town, and inscribed on the bottom is that joke about their island being floating trash.
And we should probably build the building near a dump or on the side of a dump, so that we can have the trash in the picture when you take a picture of the building.
Yes.
All right. Yes. King Libertarian, we're going to represent your tweets right here, your posts on X. World Bank and the Pentagon dueling for the most lost and unaccounted for budget.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, climate change graft. That is coming to an end. Your tax credits, your just straight up cash payments for carbon whatever, like the money laundering. We are going to finish it. It is going away forever.
We have to have some selfless, self promotion on this show a little bit. We never talk about ourselves, and how great we are. So we got to get it up there every time. But yeah, no, it's
$41 billion misplaced. $41 billion. Can you just misplace like 1% of that with me?
Yeah,
I'm just
so much good with that.
I
Can
won't
I have that back, please.
I'm not even going to say that I'm going to do a ton of good. I'm just going to do less evil than whoever got that money, right? Yes. And I hope that we would all do the same. Just I could do less evil. By the way, I want to go back to the German thing for a second, where apparently the right is a bunch of Nazis. Let's check in. How's Germany doing these days? They've shut down all of their nuclear power plants. They've shut down most of their coal power plants. They've gone all the way over to renewables, to the point that they have the most expensive electricity in Europe, and all of their manufacturing is no longer productive. And any manufacturing that needs electricity has to leave Europe for cost reasons, making them some of the most globally uncompetitive products in all of manufacturing globally. And all because they are so dedicated to their ideology that they are willing to commit seppuku again. So it's not like they've gone super far. They didn't change their ways. They're willing to suicide their country in 1945. They appear to be willing to do it again in 2024.
Yeah.
America is not like that. Americans and the right in general are not like that. When Donald Trump is wrong on something, we all stand against him and yell, "You're wrong." When Donald Trump did speeches where he mentioned how his vax was really good, everybody booed. And Donald Trump took that out of his speeches. He learned that, oh, they're not with me on that one. I should probably
losing the crowd.
Bail.
Yeah, no, he's a natural stand-up comic. When he was talking about like trying to get up into the truck, the garbage truck, he's like, the steps right there. And I was like, shit. Yeah, like that was so freaking funny. Like they told me the vest makes me look thinner. And I said, if it makes me look thin, there's no way I'm wearing it. They said, Mr. President, it makes you look thinner. I said, get me on that damn stage. Like the dude's got good bits and good timing. Yeah, I just wish more people, took the chance to like him, because I think he's a likable guy.
I think that Donald Trump is going to really miss all of the campaigning. Like, he's done with the campaigning. Yeah. He's just going to be so sad that he has to be in D.C. with all those terrible people. I do expect lots of golf trips as often as possible, because honestly, you don't need to be in D.C. to have any meetings. Like, at this level, you're meeting with the president, you can fly to Mar-a-Lago and play some golf.
Yeah. Well, he wants to move everything out of D.C. anyway. So.
Yeah, and George Bush met most foreign leaders at his ranch in Texas. George Bush, as much as he was a swamp creature himself, didn't like D.C. either. I'm not sure anyone really does. It's kind of a terrible concrete jungle, and it's dirty. And the White House is probably the smallest house that Donald Trump has ever lived in. And definitely not, like, one of the worst.
Not painted gold.
It's not gold.
There's a lot to hate.
Yeah. How many presidents disdain sleeping in the White House because it's really like the poorest house he's ever been in? Really just Donald Trump, right?
Well, maybe Jimmy Carter. Isn't he like a peanut billionaire?
It's like a museum from the 1700s. Yeah, and Jimmy Carter was rich, but I don't think he's anywhere near rich. Actually, the richest man to ever be president in inflation-adjusted terms was Lyndon Baines Johnson, and he was a government servant his whole life. So what's that tell you?
Are you serious?
Yeah. The way I know everything about that man up until the presidency. The way he got rich is he owned radio stations, which he bought for a price that he could afford, which is basically someone gave it to him for a small fee. And then he would sell advertising on his own radio stations and then later TV stations. And so he would do something for somebody politically, and then he'd say, oh, by the way, a separate phone call, separate conversation, KABC could really use an advertiser. And then some big corporation who has no customers in South Texas would place ads. And so he would collect money. And ostensibly, his wife, Lady Bird Johnson, owned all of that. The whole company was owned by Lady Bird Johnson. And so whenever he was asked about it by reporters, he would say, that's my wife's business. I hear it's doing well. I really don't get involved. But he was 100% running the grift shop. Like, he was pulling that cash in politically, because hundreds of millions of dollars in 1960s money. He was worth a lot of money. Wow. Which, by the way, speaking of being unburdened about what has been, there's a list of celebrities leaving Twitter. Everyone, please take a moment of silence. You'll be back. Follow me on Threads. What will happen first? Threads ends or Stephen King comes back to X?
Yeah. Stephen King, you're the mind that came up with it and all these kind of things. You're a truly terrifying person. I think you should be locked into an insane asylum because of the things that came out of your brain. So if you're just an ex absentia, then I guess that's the best I could do.
Honestly, you'll be back in 5 minutes because you like attention, and Elon Musk dunks on you on X and gives you more attention than anyone else can give you in the world. Yeah. So come be a backstop for wokeness on X. It's your...
We've got...
What do we got?
Don Lemon, Joy Reid. I don't know what CCDH is. I don't know if that is, but The Guardian, and now Stephen King. I mean, and then some people have even just deleted, what was it? That old actress lady who no one cares about anymore. She deleted hers. Yeah.
Write that down, old actress lady. Take that back.
Old actress
This is the
lady.
highlight of the show. Show highlight for next week.
Old actress lady. A new guest is somebody coming on.
So, yeah, we will be having a guest next week. Stay tuned. I want to cover one more thing from X before we do wrap ups and read the chat one more time. Robert Kennedy Jr. plans to eliminate pharmaceutical ads on TV. And there's liberals that are very upset about it. And I feel like nobody could possibly be upset about this. But here's the main deal. You don't need to hear it. Pharmaceutical ads that we all see on TV and sit through are not for us to buy their drugs. That payment is so that the receiver of that ad payment covers them favorably. So CNN, Fox News, every media source brought to you by Pfizer gets millions of dollars from these ads, and therefore whenever there's a bad story from these companies of any kind, those stories are not covered in a negative way. It also means that investigative journalism. Nobody's writing a check for an investigative journalist to go find out what's happening in some story that they've heard is happening in I don't know, Eli Lilly. There's a million different pharma companies.
Yeah.
No investigative journalists are getting their checks to go do investigative work on any of those companies because that's ad revenue number one. So it's just a scheme. And the sad thing is we have to sit through these crappy ads. So they're paying off the media so that we don't find out about anything bad that they're doing. And at the same time, we have to sit through ads and listen to side effects whenever you turn on the TV. So let's bail on that.
Citenza 47. Citenza 47 is a great medication that a lot of people in this country do need. Citenza 47.
I'll play that one more time on our way out for the show tonight. And let us know in the chat if you really liked it or not. And thank you, Barney Styles and Buck Nasty, for all the time you've spent in the chat with us tonight. And if you're watching on X, we don't see you. You're a ghost to us. We have no idea if you're there. We'd love to be able to follow you back, connect with you on X and on Rumble, but you got to come over to rumble.com/Liberty tonight and meet us there and like the show. Leave a comment if you're watching us after we're live so that we know you watched it. Let us know what you thought. Thank you, everyone. This has been a wonderful evening. I'm Brian Piotr. You can follow me at Brian Piotr on X. You can visit the Grift Shop, which is the forlibertyshop.com, where we have wonderful products like this one. Drink Liberal Tears. They're extra salty. They make your coffee taste better. And other than that, we are always looking for new skits. Let us know what kind of celebrities we should start calling to bring in on the show. What other kind of bits we should do. And with that, I'll give the last word of the day to the Sovereign.
Yes. President of the day, RFK. President of the day, RFK. Why RFK? Because he's president of the day. President of the day is RFK because he's going to take down the HHS. He's going to take down the CDC. I don't know about you, but I know about me. RFK is the president of the week. Thank you.